It is a cold day. It is raining, it's depressing. I think it's time for some soup. Today, we're gonna make some pho. But since beef pho takes hours, sometimes overnight, a lot of times it's overnight, we're gonna do a quick version of chicken pho. A little bit of cilantro stem, green onion, cinnamon stick, star anise.
What did he say?
Some clove, some ginger, a little bit of salt, sugar, MSG, and a bit of fish sauce. First, what we're gonna do is roast some of these aromatics. Oh, and of course, ban pho, or just the pho noodles. You're gonna need these. You can actually leave these in just cold water for a little bit. They'll help kind of loosen the strands, and it'll help get it kind of a better texture if you'd like to do that. All right, make sure to also cut your ginger and your onion in half. So we can just put this in a dry pan. Once we get this all nice and heated up, we're going to first char the onion and the ginger. Tip, just keep the outer part on. We want the sweetness of the inside of the onion once it gets charred. And you don't need to get rid of the skin for the ginger. As long as it's clean, you know, like no dirt or something, you're good. Into the pan dry, just like I did your mom. You can also put this in the oven. It takes a little longer. It'll still be very good. Just a different way to do it. You could also do this on an open flame, like this one below here. So that's done its job. I honestly don't know where my tongs are. That's why I'm using this. All right, let's attempt to get the onion out of here. Where are my tongs? I don't know where I put the tongs. It's okay. Boom. See, I got it. I'm gonna take this off. Kind of want the ginger to be a little more charred. There you go. Want a little charred like that. We're gonna actually brush that charred bits off because we just want it to be heated and nicely sweetened in the middle. Don't do this with plastic. I kind of try to tie this up, but it's just not working with me today. Let's put this aside for now. Set some of these to the side. I actually put cardamom pods in here too. Totally forgot about the cardamom pods. So let's take that off. Oh yeah. Take some of this charred bits off. We don't want to darken the broth. This is good though. It's already like, it's softened. Got that deep, deep flavoring right there. So that's going to be beautiful in the broth. Get as much out as we can with the ginger. You don't forget all the char off. Just enough or it won't discolor the broth. I'm just all the forgetful today. We're also going to toast our star anise. Do a couple more cloves. I personally would not go beyond more than 3 star anise because star anise is a signature flavor, but the problem is it can definitely overpower the broth. Let's add more coriander. Say another teaspoon. This was behind me the whole time.
You fucking donut.
So we just want to toast this for a little bit. After a minute or so, it's going to give off its aroma, which is what we want. Turn that off. Got nice and toasted, just like I will be later. Wait, what? Okay, for the chicken, you can use a whole chicken, you can use leftovers, you can use just drumsticks, but something with bones would be really good just to create a deeper flavor of broth. I'm actually using leg quarters. These were, if anyone knows me, I'm on a budget. Like I am a budget eater. I am a budget cook. Try not to get anything too expensive. You know, times are tough. Leg quarters are actually very inexpensive. They have bones, they got a drumstick, got a thigh in there, so you got a lot of fattiness. Dark meat's great. Thighs used to be very, very, very inexpensive, like 49 cents a pound. Now they're like $1.30 in some places, $2 in some places. Leg quarters though, you get a drumstick and the thigh. I got like 4 of these for like $5 at a Winco. So this is a very good budget alternative, unless you want to get a whole ass chicken, which can be inexpensive in a lot of places, but I don't have the freezer space. I don't have the space for a whole chicken. And usually when I do buy a whole chicken, I'm just honestly too lazy to deal with it. But anyways, we have these guys. So let's start. Get a large pot. Let's first add the chicken. Add the ginger, tuck it under a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna tuck it under the chicken actually. Sometimes it floats, we don't want. Put the onion here. Get all the aromatics. Grab that under that. This under that. Cool, perfect. Let's add our spices. Usually with beef pho, I would put some of these spices in the last hour or 2 of cooking because leaving in there would definitely overpower the broth. And let's add some green onion and the cilantro stems. Cover with water. Make sure to use cold, clean tap water from the faucet rather than the warm because a lot of times pipes will have, the pipes will bring in a lot of minerals and stuff and so on and so forth if you use the hot water. Almost a gallon of water for this. I would say like 7/8 of a gallon. If that makes any sense. I forgot, guys. I bought the cinnamon stick. Throw it in there. I'm honestly too lazy to, to toast it. It'll be fine. It's not that serious. I'm not a Michelin star chef here, okay, folks? I'm a dude who likes to cook at home. Don't come at me in the comments. All right. I did that all unrecorded. So We're gonna do that again. We're gonna have this come up to temp. We're gonna have light bubbles come from the bottom. As we do, you're gonna see a bunch of scum, all this like white and gray matter come off from the chicken and the bones and stuff. You're gonna want to skim this occasionally. Make sure to not stir too much. And have some clean water on the side in a bowl. Clean your skimmer or ladle, whatever you're using to skim off this crap we don't want in our broth. Just be patient. Just be patient. Don't rush. Soup is almost never a rush. Soup will take its time because you need to extract all the flavors out of all the ingredients you have. Look at that, almost minimal skimming, which is nice. We're not gonna get everything, folks, so don't like fret too much. In the overall grand scheme of things, it's really not gonna matter too much, but signature pho, it's gonna have all these impurities out, the cleanest broth possible. It's gonna be nice, beautiful, and basically golden color. Absolutely amazing. It's gonna taste wonderful. You might want to submerge some of these ingredients that are floating around. They tend to clutter up all the impurities around them. So let's get rid of that. Make sure to not mix it either. Don't stir, don't mix it. Just skim the top, skim what you can. Because if we mix it, those impurities will just mix into the broth and just make it dirty. And it'll taste a bit off sometimes, depending on what the impurities are. Most of this impurity is from the bone, from the skin. Dunk some of these other ingredients because they just have a bunch of scum around them eventually. Look how clean that is. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Not as much, ooh, some scum here on the side. Look at that. Look at that scum. Brother, ooh.
Brother, ooh.
Okay, once you see some of these bubbles start popping up, see that? Right there, right there, right there, right there. Yeah, see all those? Once you start seeing those bubbles, let this go down to simmer and let this just kind of keep going for about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Make sure to keep skimming the impurities off from the top. Make sure, once again, not to stir. As much as like people want to stir soup and all this, don't do that with pho. You want to keep this simmering nice, low and slow, minimal stirring, skim the top, and not any hard bubbles coming from the bottom. You know, we want this low, slow, not hard and fast like you usually like. I'm gonna do this for about an hour, hour and a half. You can do this for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, or longer, but if you are going to do that, I highly recommend getting rid of a few things. Basically just leaving the chicken, onion, ginger. I would get rid of the star anise, cinnamon stick, the coriander seeds, and the clove. Probably this cilantro stems I put in here. I'd probably get rid of that just because it'll definitely overpower everything, because we want kind of a nice, subtle, beautiful broth. We don't want anything overpowering your palate. Just be clean flavors, clean, light flavors, especially with chicken pho. So I will see you in about an hour. You thought I was gonna do a jump. Well, looks like we are good. This took actually about an hour and a half because I didn't actually have it high enough. I extracted a lot of good flavor from all of this for still an hour and a half. So if you got some time, make some soup. I think it needs a little bit of salt. Let's see how that goes. Look at that chicken. Oh my gosh. Bet the chickens fall off the bone, baby. To help prevent getting scum into the broth, what you could do is also parboil on like medium boil and just kind of simmer it for 15-20 minutes or so, and then clean off all the chicken and everything to prevent some of that scum to come from the bone and from the skin and all that stuff. But you know what? I was too lazy, too tired. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal, but we did get a pretty clean broth anyways, so that's pretty cool. Good. I think that's a good amount of salt. What I want to do next is actually add about a half teaspoon of sugar. You can technically, traditionally, you should be using rock sugar. It'll give it a little bit of earthiness and that sweetness. If you don't have that, you can use regular white sugar. I would not use honey or maple syrup. I highly suggest that. Let's add a teaspoon. So a teaspoon and a half so far. Remember to taste and adjust to your liking. So what I like will not be something you like. Saltiness level varies per person, something with sweetness, so on and so forth. This is the base recipe I'm using from Marin's Kitchen. I've been watching her since lockdown. Go check her out. I have diverged from hers a bit because I like mine a little sweet, so I added sugar. I added a couple other things like the cilantro stems and a couple of other seasonings and a little more salt. But it's still it's super good. I'm gonna let this simmer here for a moment. I just went and washed my veg, V-E-G, wash your veg. Obviously you can do this while it's simmering. You don't necessarily need any, that's another one. You don't necessarily need toppings or whatever. You can just have the pho with the noodles, the broth, and that's it. That's all you really need. That's all you really should do at first, I think. Especially if you're new at eating pho. I know some people don't know what pho is or have ever tried pho. Give it a try, you might like it. I do like mine with a bunch of herbs, so. Yeah, I like a lot of herbs on mine. I also really like lime. Okay, after the allotted amount of time that you want to give this, we're just gonna now fish out everything as best we can. You can start doing what I'm doing here and just kind of straining stuff out, or put this over a colander with a bowl or something to catch the broth, because there's nothing sadder than throwing down or draining an entire pot of soup after you spent hours making it. You'll just stare at it in disbelief. 100%. Get that star anise out. Get all those cloves and everything out as best you can. I'm gonna need a bigger bowl, obviously. Okay, I cannot find my fine mesh sieve, so I'm gonna have to use this very small. This is gonna turn out wonderful. I don't think it's gonna hold all that broth, so let's see. Bruh. I only have a little bit left, and I only have a small bowl left. Let's see. Not as golden as I want it to be, but you know what? For a weekday chicken pho, it's not too bad. Just clean the pan, just to get some of that scum off the walls or whatever. Come on. Oh no, the nudes are everywhere. This is why you do this in advance, in a bowl of water. I'm gonna add so many nudes. I'm gonna have a large order of nudes for me. You can also just, put in your bowl, measure it. This is gonna be like at least half of the size. It'll be denser, obviously, because it'll cook. But yeah, if you have any leftovers, just put this back in the fridge, Ziploc bag, or an airtight container. Just drop in our noodles that we put in our bowl. This will not take long, by the way. This will take 10-15 seconds in boiling water. So if anything, I'm gonna take these out in about 5. Yeah, counted to 5, and I started taking them out because it's gonna take you a couple of seconds to reach for your spoon and then kind of slowly dragging them out. So it's gonna take a second. So maybe in total around 10 seconds. So I just have to factor that in. Oh yeah, these are perfect. So I didn't say it in the video originally, but I know the chicken looks undercooked, but the internal temperature did reach up to 170. So it is cooked. It just looks really red in the video. I do remove it from the bowl in a second just because it looks pretty ugly, as you can see. And here is our chicken pho. There's a few things you can do. You can add lime, which I will do, and I'll add a little more green onion, a little more cilantro, and a bit of mint. I didn't add mint now because it'll turn black, since it basically cooked. Sriracha, hoisin, which I'm gonna do. You can eat this plain, you can eat however you like. Dress it up as you want. Placing this over there, let's just taste the broth. Oh, it's sweet, it's salty, it's savory. I'm gonna add some sriracha for the spice and a bit of tanginess again. How clean that broth is. I think I'm gonna hold back on the sugar next time. So I'm gonna dress it up the way I want it, with hoisin, sriracha, a little more greenery, and of course some lime. So y'all can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not gonna yell at you. Okay, change of plans. I do not have the original sriracha, even though that's changed hands. They stopped having the same jalapenos as the distributor, so sriracha doesn't taste the same. So it's not too much of a loss. I don't have any other kind of sriracha. So I lied. I have Trader Joe's sriracha. It is not good. I'm not using that. I'm not gonna sully this with shitty sriracha. So we're just gonna add hoisin, just a touch. There we go. Like a teaspoon and a half, teaspoon. Mint. You can also add Thai basil, add a little more of herbs, and then the lime. I'm gonna taste for the tanginess right now. Before I add any more of anything, I'm gonna see how it is now. I'm gonna add a little bit of Thai red chili. I think I'm gonna add another lime. I like tanginess. We're gonna add this and then more Thai chili. Don't even worry about it. It's actually not that spicy to me. Oh yeah. The noodles are perfect. Like I said, count to 5. If it's like boiling or near boiling, you drop it in, count to 5, and then start picking up your spoon or strainer or whatever you're doing and take it out. It should account for the time it takes you to do all that. You can also add bean sprouts, but honestly, I didn't have any, and I went to go to the store today, but I just forgot about them. It'd be nice to have them though. I think I splattered everywhere from just eating like an animal. That was me silently eating for like 5 minutes. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. And if you really like the content, please like, subscribe, and comment below. How do you like to dress up your pho? Do you like putting anything in it, or do you like just having it plain and just having the way as it was presented? That was me. Everyone, thank you so much. Bye.